1, 2, 3, camera on air. Hey, guys, gals, whichever. I'm here to save you some money on your 4.6, 5.4 modular V8 engine. You know, don't listen to parts counter persons. Those aren't mechanics. They don't know any more than your mother knows, okay? They just go by average of what sells the most and what other people tell them, and then they take it for fact and repeat it, okay? Alright, let's talk about my 2000 Ford F150. It has the 4.6 modular V8 in it. Okay, here's what I've learned on that. I bought it a year and 3 months ago, April of 2015. I was listening to all this BS that I hear on YouTube. Your MAP sensor, clean your MAP sensor, blah, 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 all this. If you do anything with your MAP sensor, you're going to ruin the damn thing. Leave it alone. If a car will idle and back up and pull forward, and it doesn't lurch forward or shut off, the MAP sensor's working fine. Leave it the hell alone. If you try to clean it, even with that MAP sensor cleaner, you're going to ruin it. You know, and even if you get lucky and spray it off or all this, try to clean it, it's just going to fail because it only weakens it. The metal sensor's too thin. Leave it the hell alone. You know, and if you ever find out if one fails on you, replace the damn thing. They're about $100, but it's worth it, okay? But generally, you're not going to have trouble with that, or your DPFE sensor, your EGR. Generally, you're not going to have trouble. But I changed all that on mine, even though I'm a master mechanic, because I listen to bullshit out there. Also, these coils on these engines, don't let these crooked garages change those and charge you $90 a piece for those damn things, man. Let me show you something. I had one bad call on mine, and here's how I located it without, you know, access to a computer. I used a method I learned way back in 1971 from an old mechanic when I lived out in the country, and this was on cars, you know, have the points or whatever. When an engine misses, you pull one spark plug wire off at a time on the distributor cap. Now, that's the way we did it then. On these coils, let me turn on the light so you can see my bald head in the coil. Okay, see this baby? Okay, you just unplug one at a time with the engine running. If it runs the same when you unplug it, well then you know the coil's not working, the spark plug's bad, or the electricity going to the plug that plugs in here is bad, okay? But here's something you do. You know, the little bolt bolts into the intake here. I think that's a 7mm. Okay, unscrew that, unplug it, take it out. Alright, see this rubber boot right here? Goes over the spark plug. Twist it off. See, it's that easy. See how easy? This is the used one. See it twist, just pull right off. It just pushes on there. And then you got this spring. Alright? Pull this spring off. See, like I just did that right there? Alright. Now, you look up in there, what you have is you have a metal tip. It's right in here. It's a flat metal tip. Look at that darn thing, and you can see if there's corrosion on it, white or green corrosion. Okay, I can see that plain and pure. I don't know if y'all can. But just get like a steak knife, a pocket knife, scrape the corrosion off of that piece of metal right here, flat piece of metal, and then scrape any off this spring right here. Make sure your spring's not broke. Okay, just push it back on. It pushes onto it, see, to where it doesn't fall off. Alright, and then take your boot, put back on like this. Ding, there you go. And you know, on those, usually that's all it is. In garages, they'll change all of these and charge people $700–800. And that's all it is, man. You just need to clean that little tip in there in the end of that spring, because see, this is your coil assembly. And you know, a coil, a round cylindrical coil that bolted on a 49 Ford or a 49 Chevrolet that was used up into like the early 70s, those were good for 30 years, people. Why would these be going out when these babies are elevated above the engine, away from the heat, as to where the old style bolted directly on the intake manifold? You know, where all the heat was, and even they lasted 30 years. So, you know, quit letting these garages con you. Just take these off. If you have a miss on one of them, clean them like I just showed you. I did it just sitting here, you know, 6:30 a.m. on a morning, bored. See how easy I did it? I mean, y'all can't hate me or say, oh, this guy's full of shit, because you just saw me do it. Alright, but it's, you know, it's just things like that. And also, when you install the spark plugs back in a modular V8, don't put anti-seize compound on those threads on those plugs, people. Because see, what you don't realize, whenever you do that, the anti-seize, the chemistry of it changes once heat hits it. See, once those aluminum heads get hot in the heat, it becomes crystalline like glass. That's why those damn plugs break on those when people go back to remove them. If they'd quit putting that monkey crap on them, that wouldn't happen. All you have to do is just get a spark plug snug. It's not going to come out of the hole unless the threads are stripped or something. And go figure, you know, how could it unscrew itself all those turns counterclockwise, and then this is bolted down? How's it going to push past this to blow out of the hole? It's not. You know, incidents where that's happened, you know, like there's a wives' tale that says that those modular V8s, the 4.6, is notorious for blowing the spark plugs out of those. No, they're not, man. That's not true. If that happens, it's because someone totally stripped out the threads that installed the spark plugs the previous time. It's the only way that could happen. Because you figure, my spark plugs have 11 medium threads on them, okay? That's between a fine thread and a coarse thread. Medium threads, 11. How is it going to turn 11 turns inside of this boot and then push this out to blow out of the hole? Why would it turn 11 turns counterclockwise? That would be more of a miracle than you winning $1 million for that to happen. Those threads had to be totally stripped out for that to occur, people. But anyway, these are just some pointers. And here's something I tried, but don't go overboard on it. These engines, whether it's in a Crown Victoria, Ford pickup, whatever, these modular V8s are notorious for that damn oil filter adapter gasket leaking out. Golly. There's a product called Blue Devil oil stop leak. Put 8 ounces of that in there and just run your engine about an hour, moderately. And usually that'll stop those leaks on those. I got lucky, it stopped the leak on mine. It was a real slow leak. Now if it's a gushing fast leak to where it's pouring out, no. You want to change your gasket on your oil filter adapter plate. But anyway, hope you're all having a good day. Later.